Let's talk about one of the biggest, most counterintuitive ideas in business. You know, the kind of thing that separates the legends from the cautionary tales. We're talking about the brutal truth that the very things that make you successful today can actually be the very things that guarantee your failure tomorrow.
I mean, it sounds completely insane, right? Just picture it. You are at the absolute top of your game. You're crushing the competition. You've got a formula that works like a charm. So why on earth would you decide to tear down the very machine that's printing money for you?
And this isn't just some catchy phrase for a motivational poster. It is a fundamental law of strategy. See, the skills, the mindset, the entire system that got you to where you are today, well, that can become a trap. A trap that stops you from seeing and, more importantly, seizing the future.
To really truly understand this, we have to look at one of the boldest strategic moves in modern history. Let's call it the Netflix gambit.
So rewind to 2007. Netflix was the undisputed king. You remember those iconic red envelopes, right? They were everywhere. They had mastered logistics, the recommendation algorithm was pure genius, and Blockbuster? Well, Blockbuster was on the ropes. Netflix was winning, and winning big time. Their formula was perfect.
What they did next is a textbook case of something called strategic cannibalization. It's the deliberate, conscious choice to kill your own successful product before a competitor gets the chance to do it for you. It is a terrifying, high-stakes bet on the future over the present.
This was the question on literally everyone's mind when the CEO, Reed Hastings, announced they were pivoting to streaming. His own employees were baffled. Wall Street was absolutely furious. The stock got hammered. I mean, the DVD business was a cash cow. The whole move just looked like pure self-destruction.
Now, with the benefit of hindsight, we can see that whole decade of risk compressed into this one clear line. That decision back in 2007, the one that seemed totally crazy at the time, was the single most important moment in their journey. It was the pivot that turned a successful DVD company into a global media empire.
And here's the genius of what Hastings understood. All of their expertise in mailing physical discs, their warehouses, their logistics, their entire business model, was about to become an anchor in a world that was clearly inevitably moving to digital. He had the courage to escape the very success that he himself had built.
Okay, so that's what happens when a company has that courage. But to see what happens when they don't, let's switch gears and look at a brilliant cautionary tale from that very same era.
So in 2007, the exact same year Netflix made its big pivot, BlackBerry didn't just lead the smartphone market, they were the smartphone market. They had a staggering 50% share. They were dominant, they were beloved, and they looked absolutely unstoppable.
So when the iPhone first appeared on the scene, what did BlackBerry do? Did they try to reinvent themselves? Nope. They just doubled down on what had made them successful in the first place. They optimized. They made their email a little faster, their keyboards a little clickier, and their devices a little more secure. They focused on perfecting their old winning formula.
And this right here is a perfect illustration of the optimization trap. It's so seductive, right? It's that siren song of just making small improvements. You get so good at making the world's best horse-drawn carriage that you don't even notice someone just invented the automobile.
And this really is the core choice every leader eventually faces. On one side, you've got Netflix, making the painful choice to cannibalize its present for a shot at the future. And on the other, you've got BlackBerry, making the seemingly safe choice to optimize its profitable business straight into a brick wall.
And the results? They were just brutal. From 50% of the entire market to less than 1% in under a decade. Their relentless optimization of an obsolete model, it wasn't improvement, it was just a really organized decline.
But look, this isn't just a tech story. This principle, the idea of letting go of a successful identity, it's a timeless leadership challenge. Let's look at another giant that faced this exact same dilemma.
Back in the 1980s, if you said Intel, you meant memory chips. It was their whole identity, their pride, and their profit center. But then intense competition from Japan started flooding the market, and it got so bad they were losing money on every single chip they sold. Their identity was literally killing them.
So the CEO, Andy Grove, was trapped and totally uncertain. And that's when his lieutenant asked him this incredibly powerful question. It's just a brilliant way to force an objective outsider's perspective on an insider's very emotional problem. What would a new person, someone with no emotional baggage, do?
And the answer just came to Grove instantly. It was stark, it was obvious, and it was painful.
A newcomer would have zero emotional attachment to the memory business. They would simply make the rational choice, exit, and pivot to the much smaller but much more promising microprocessor business.
And that's the core lesson right there. Grove had the courage to act like his own replacement. He let go of the very business he had built, the business that defined him, all to save the company and build something new.
Okay, so this isn't just about massive corporations. These same principles apply to our own work, our teams, even our careers. So let's turn the lens on ourselves for a minute.
Seriously, think about it. What is the thing you're great at, the thing that's profitable and comfortable right now, but that you know, deep down, has a limited shelf life? What's your DVD business?
Are you falling into that same optimization trap? Are you polishing a skill or a process or a product that the world is just quietly moving on from? Perfecting something that maybe nobody will even want in 5 years?
Now, this is always the hardest part. What identity, what comfortable success, what profitable routine would you have to totally abandon to make space for whatever's next? And this brings us right back around to the ultimate question, the Andy Grove question. If a brand new person walked into your role tomorrow with fresh eyes and no emotional baggage, what is the obvious, painful, but absolutely necessary change they would make immediately? Think about that, because the answer is probably what you should be doing right now.